Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome back, guys. Welcome back, welcome back. It's nice to see you. Thanks for checking out the replay. Nice to see you guys again. It's been a day or two since we last did a stream. Today we're going to be looking at something a little bit different, and of course it's still the Psyker because, well, I've kind of covered everything for the other classes as they've got nothing new. And this guy has a lot to explore. Now, obviously, yesterday's video was all about doing, well, a bard class, a buff class, a means of helping your allies. Today, we're going to be taking a far more selfish approach, and this is aimed to be the single target DPSer of the group. Now, I am playing with the assumption here that once we can do some really tough difficulty, we're going to see a meta develop where you have your frontline tank. Granted, there's no real aggro system within the game. That I feel needs to be addressed. But there are certainly some things which I think this game will borrow from common ARPGs, which will be to have a tank, to have an AoE specialised DPS, to have a single target specialised DPS, and probably a buff class as well. And this, of course, is for us tryhards trying to do the hardest content. So, what are we doing? What are we doing? I am going for the single target. So, to show you what I've got, the main ability here is Constrict. Now, this does absolutely nothing unless an enemy target is completely empty of suppression or it's right down on the red. So you've got to do a bit of work first. We'll talk about that in a moment, but look at that damage, 3,000 base damage, okay? And it can critically hit. It's incredible. And if you can apply some vulnerabilities first, I mean, this is the shiz. It is amazing. So what we're also going to be using to clear, just to make our life a little bit easier, we're going to be using Hemorrhage, which is basically a ranged AoE dot that also puts bleed on target. It's therefore useful on the armor to have plus damage against bleeding enemies, because then of course your Constrict is going to do more. And we're using Bio Lightning as a sort of a warp generator. But as well as that, we're going to be applying a vulnerability to a target, and we're going to be lowering their suppression with it. So if it's an enemy that has a suppression bar, we're going to be using this ability to lower it down. What's up there, OLED? How you doing, my friend? Good morning, good morning. Welcome everyone to the stream, by the way. Nice to see you again. Nice to see you again. It's a Sunday morning. I'm looking forward to the Sunday roast. But let's crack on with some missions in the meantime. I got a few hours to kill before I need to cook. Co-op, unfortunately, is not working at the moment for me because I'm a little bit on the bugged side. Now, I would like to be doing missions in this sector, which are appropriate levels for me, because max reputation would give me 500 fate, and I really want 500 fate, but without any missions really worth doing. You see, the way this works is it does spawn sort of random missions. Sometimes they're your level, sometimes they're not. Something that really needs changing, let's be honest. So, I mean, I could do a couple missions here, really easy ones, just to grind it through. Yeah, you know what, we'll do a piece of cake mission first, just to show you guys the abilities. And there are a couple of changes I'd like to make to this build. What is up, Templar? Nice to see you, my friend. Eliath, nice to see you too. Welcome to the stream, everyone. We on... Is that a purge? Yeah, we're not going to do a purge, we'll do a quick Nurgle infestation because that will only take a few seconds. Now, one of the downsides of this build is it's using the two-handed staff and therefore lacks the mobility of the Ether Blade, which is without a doubt the most broken thing about the Psyker. So I will be looking to switch over to the teleport armor. However, this armor still has its place if you want to take down a boss and you go tag them so you do double damage. I can hit about 9,000 damage with this Constrict ability. It's pretty darn incredible. But again, I do lack, well, I lack a bit of mobility. Something else worth pointing out is I'm also using Divine Shot because I can cast that before doing Constrict, and that will give it another 70% damage. So this will be a complete doddle. We'll just walk through this. But unfortunately, the Hemorrhage doesn't actually have a what do you call it? A displayed anything right now. So we can do a Constrict on that actually because it doesn't have a suppression bar. No, we can't. You can't do it on mechanical things. Well, that kind of makes sense. Well, at least that if anyone ever gets stuck on this bit, you need to blow up the cover. Ugh. Is it really a gas room? As you can tell, my damage against cover with auto attacks is not particularly impressive. This is where that fire shield would really have come in handy. Okay, so much for this being a doddle. There we go. Unfortunately, I think it's actually most of the Psyker... Let's start that again. Most of the Psyker's abilities that I am currently wielding don't have any audio, aside from my warp generator right here, which is just going to murder everything in one shot. Murder, murder. Stabby, stabby, chop, chop. So let's get on and kill these, and if it doesn't spawn a mission that's my level, we'll just go up to the higher sector and we'll work towards getting those relic items. Explosions. Now, in terms of skill points, we'll go through after this map what I'm rocking. I think I found a combo I'm quite happy with. I'm really rocking the critical hit at the moment. Can you torture and interrogate? Maybe within the campaign at some point, but it's not a feature within the game as such. You tend to just kill heretics. And at the moment it's all chaos, so there's not too many people you'd want to capture and interrogate. I don't know, would you interrogate chaos? I think you'd just blow them up. But no, this is an ARPG, so I wouldn't expect too many RPG style mechanics like that. However, I mean, maybe within the campaign there'll be some dialogue sequences where you have to get information out of people. Maybe they'll make it into a mini game, but that's only guesswork. This is ARPG combats, basically. That's what we're here for. Pow. Right, let's get through this door. I wonder if there's a boss in here. That would be cool. Haven't fought a boss in quite a while. I'd really like a greater unclean one, but, you know. I do like the plague map. I'd really like it if anti-aliasing worked with it. That would be nice. So Constrict does work on them. There you go. Right, so that was incredibly dull. So what we're going to hopefully find is that it spawned a higher level mission now. Take a quick look at my skill points. Come on, come on, come on, come on. And I think do I not get fate? Yes, 3 whole fate. Because it was easy. Basically, you don't get much reward if it's easy. Skill points, quick have a look at now. Obviously, psychic combat, I've unlocked the suppression damage because I need that for the warp lightning. I've unlocked damage conversion, which converts... I don't actually need. I was rocking that. I don't need it anymore. I also don't need damage over time anymore, so that's freed up 2 points straight away. And we're going to stick them over in the movement tree to work us over here. So we're going for suppression damage over there. Area effect, 50% warp damage to area effect skill, so that AoE constrict. Hemorrhage will get 50% extra damage because it's warp damage, which is nice. The one thing that this build doesn't have is the sort of the buff shield like the Pyromancer does. You have to simply get that to get the extra 50%. Critical hits, stacking 10% damage bonus up to 100% for 10 seconds when you critically hit, and it results in a kill. So with a critical hit chance of about 30%, you can very quickly boost, by killing some trash, your damage by 50%. And that really, really helps with nuking stuff down. Obviously, field surgery, because it's amazing. Now, I will be working towards psychic prod so I can lower the cooldowns a little bit quicker. And that is pretty much it in terms of what we have. Hit points, defense. I mean, I could be rocking up the damage reduction there, but hey, that's not important right now. So, what's going on in the chat over here? Exploding heretics as torture? Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Shoot first, ask questions later. That's how we roll. That is how we roll. So, let's have a little look. Good morning, Zolos. Good morning, my friend. Hello, hello, hello. Nice to see you again. Nice to see you. So, let's crack on with an actual hard mission. Make this a little bit more interesting because it's not going to be a lot of fun watching me grind reputation on something incredibly easy. So, we got an assassination over there. Let's see what the hardest difficulty is we can do today. We'll start with 1-150. It is an assassination though, so it's more like 1-350. What is up, Nick Cook? Good morning, nice to see you. Nice to see you again. So assassination down here, yeah, we'll go for that. Ooh, 1500 hunt. We'll save that one, we'll keep that one in the bag. 1600 account XP, that's what I'm all about. We need that fate right now. I'm at the level when I'm actually getting endgame items now. Once you hit level 40, that's the maximum item level. So once you level through that, it's really just about getting items. In which case, doing turrets missions is the way forward because I'm not seeing many relic items anywhere else, and I kind of would like Neocore to have a little think about that. So, assassination, let's see what we got. Okay, this ship seems a little bit empty right now. Oh, little patrol. Let's just see how much damage we do. There you go. So I did cast Divine Shot first, which made Hemorrhage do 70% extra damage, but it does do a lot of damage anyway, to be fair. Right, again, we've just got to mind my mobility's not great. We'll do a little bit of lightning here and there as well, because it does look awesome. There you go. Plan our route. I think we'll go this way. Right. Lure them, bait them, explode them. We're going to need an inoculator there. I mean, you still take a lot of damage. Mitigation's not my jam. I think we can make use of this cover. Right, let's see how much. Oh my word! Imperial Guard play! We're going to have to deal with that. There you go. That's dealt with. Now, let's take his suppression off. One more. I'm taking damage. I'm not paying attention, so we'll just kill him. Okay, so at the moment I'm killing them a bit too quick to really make or take advantage of my constrict. I was hoping the suppression increase would be larger. It's not too bad, but it could be better. Alright, let's just crack on and murder these guys then. So, constrict again. I got this for a group play scenario, but then the group play is not working, which is a little bit unfortunate. Any traps? Any traps? Okay, let's see if we can use it here. We'll do a little bit of that. Right, murder, 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 and then we pop him with that. There we go. Now, it does do a lot more damage. It will kill them in one hit, but it doesn't do any damage unless you've taken their suppression down. Yeah, 40k Diablo. I think if you called this game 40k Diablo, you're on a very basic level, you're right, and yet that's really kind of misleading because it's really not like Diablo, and it's aiming not to be like Diablo as well. It always makes me laugh when people say, oh, they failed to make Diablo in 40k, when they've said it from the start, we don't want this to be anything like Diablo. But there you go. Right. As you can see, we take a bucket ton of damage. I would very much like to have a Crusader here with me. What we can do is we can use this to pop one at a time. Ah! Warp things everywhere. Okay, we're going to just take a little bit of damage. There we go, so we can heal. We'll cast Divine Shot, and then we'll do, some dodging. Ah, there you go. Now this guy, I can kill in one hit. There you go. Job done. Oh, I can summon another one as well. So because these guys don't have a suppression bar, I can kill them in one go, just like so, when it's off a cooldown, which is kind of handy, especially if you're on this type of mission. Unfortunately, most enemies have suppression bars, which kind of sucks. Right, there we go. Need to remember to make more use of Divine Shot, though. Pow! Right in the kisser. And we are making good use of our inoculator here. Right, he's dead. And I'm summoning more constantly. So you can die. And we'll have to kill this one manually. The nature of spamming Warp Lightning is that you really do summon a lot of stuff because it's on such a short cooldown. Like every single one of these is a psychic skill. However, I do get a bonus to damage when I'm high on warp, so I'm not sure how this build works with that really. I should probably change my passive a little bit. Warp Lightning is probably, Bio Lightning rather, is probably going to summon too many things for my liking. La da 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 dee. Yeah, Diablo's a good game. It is a good game, it's just this isn't aiming to be Diablo, if that makes sense. Stop it! Go away! Oh, jeez. Okay. Well, that was a grenade launcher to my face. I think with a two-man group, this would be infinitely easier. I just need someone to go in there, take the suppression bar off of anything big, and it will go pop. But unfortunately, 400. It's a moderate amount of damage. Unfortunately, this build is pretty squish. So we'll do a little bit of that and that. And there you go, that's them popped. And we'll take advantage of the cover system. Right, come here, you pecker. See, unfortunately, it's doing so much damage that it does actually make... Okay. Maybe on the harder difficulties, when we do some tougher stuff, it'll be more notable. There's nothing in this... I'm trying to think of what other... Maybe an auto pistol? Maybe that would take the suppression off faster. I'm trying to think of psychic things that take suppression down quicker. For the life of me, I can't really think of anything. No, you cannot change weapon or armor while on a mission, but you do have 2 sets of armor. You have 2 sets of weapons. So, I mean, their decision, and I actually like this decision, is that they want you to kit yourself out, plan your build, and go on a mission like so. And in truth, if you optimized for a weapon and you found a different weapon, there would be no point in swapping, because you would not have the right skills for it, you'd not have your points spec'd in. So the main reason that I prefer this sort of system is in co-op, everyone's got that friend that spends 20 minutes stood still every single time a weapon drops on the floor, and we all know these people, they know who they are, and they're a nightmare to play with. And this just doesn't do that, you know? It just doesn't do it. Which I dig. Oh, okay. We need to cast a little bit less lightning, methinks. However, it does look pretty and do lots of damage. I mean, look at it. Uh-oh, that thing explodes. You don't want to go too near that. Unfortunately, it doesn't... Ugh. I took that one to the teeth. Yes, the weapon swapping in combat is not particularly smooth. That is a problem. Like, I press tab now, nothing happened. Oh no, I was pressing caps lock. So I'm pressing tab now, nothing happens at all. Unfortunately, it seems to be just completely broken. I keep forgetting to cast this on myself. This is actually an anti-death aura, I'll call it. So while I've got this on me, I get a free revive, basically. So I should have always had this on. It's really, really handy, especially when you never know when you're going to blow up from a random warp anomaly. It's incredibly useful. And when you switch weapons, it's still applied. Right, you. Get out of it. I banish thee. So, let's see if there's a big scary mob in here that we can do stuff and things to. So, gun turret there, so it makes sense to go around the back of that. Strategies and plans and things. Right. Will we be able to pop him? Yes. Pop. Murder, murder, murder. So it does have its place, but you've just got to be able to take the damn suppression off. Right, so it looks like 3 hits, and then, well, you can do the rest with that. It's kind of... I think it's kind of cool. I did a little bit of co-op with it yesterday when it was working, and it worked well because you could do a lot of damage to a sentinel or a tank or something just in one hit. Now, I'm kind of curious, how it's going to work against, or how it should be working against machines, because it's a biomancy spell, you know? I kind of feel bad when you've got spells like this that do loads of damage to mechanical people to machines. That's what they're called, Hydra. Wake up. Oh, dear sweet Jesus, I've only got 1 life left, I have just realised. Okay. Whoa, Delilah. Whoa, whoa, whoa. We're just going to pull back for a sec. We're just going to reset and have... I've just realised I've got 1 life and I don't really want to mess this up, so... Now the actual staff ability does a fair bit of damage as well, because it's also an AoE warp ability. So that gets the 50% bonus damage, which is nice. Yeah, exactly. I think in terms of the lore, in terms of the game, the weapon system... Yo, what's up, Lolander of Harmon? Hello to the Dutch. I think the weapon system kind of makes sense, because it's not like an Inquisitor would be walking around and just go, oh, a heavy bolter on the floor, I've always wanted one of those, let me pick it up and start shooting. Especially if it's one that you've just picked up off of a chaos enemy. There is not a lot of sense that's made with that. So I'm completely okay with having a little bit of a sort of prepare, you know, you find some equipment, you take it back, you get your tech priest to sort of think it over and play with it and, I don't know, draw Imperial symbols on it, job done. That to me is acceptable. I don't feel the need to pick up a new weapon as I go, because it doesn't show you what the weapon is. You'll pick up a weapon, and it's a mission system, for God's sake. Like, missions don't take long to do. They're really, really one skill point away from Psychic Prod. One freaking skill point, and there's nothing else I can take out that I don't need, because that would really help this build. Vulnerability, I do kind of like it. Critical, anything I can take out of here? Yeah, I'll take that out for the mo, just so I can put this in. That's going to make our life a lot easier, and I might as well. The problem is, I chose this character, and I didn't realise at the time, 20% damage at maximum warp heat is probably the worst perk. But you're kind of stuck with it, because, well, that's what you get. I tell you what, if anyone from Neocore does watch the replay of this, or is watching this, I'm not really feeling the whole perk thing for the Psyker. Gonna be honest. The other two that come with the class are good. Obviously, a free res on a death is okay, but it's very, very generic. Damage against ranged attacks, global cooldown penalty, maybe. I don't know, maybe something could be done with that, reducing cooldowns. I don't know. There's nothing that really screams to me that, oh, I can make something really interesting with this. Not so much. Not so much. Yes, you can swap skill points around. You can unplace them and place them again. Let's go on a 1282 hunt. I am feeling risky. Should be fine, because the last one was an assassination, so the enemies had a bonus. And now, 1282. Let's see if we can do that. 2,500. Not too shabby. Ooh. Plus 97% damage suffered. Okay, so we're going to need to remember to actually use the ability that gives us the free life here. Right. In terms of introducing more stuff as you go along in the game, I do kind of agree with you there, Kapachi, that you do see bosses as you go further through the game, which is something, but there's not a lot of new stuff slowly introduced to you as you go through, which I would really like to see. It's sort of a case of everything is pretty similar as you level through. However, it's worth saying that there is still absolutely loads that's not been added. He's dead but not dead. Gotcha. Now, I don't know what has not been added, but I know that their Endgame stuff has not been, and I'm hoping that that's the stuff where, you know, you'll see some new things that will be exciting. But it is a point that an ARPG will normally slowly trickle stuff at you, and slowly sort of expose you to new enemies. That's how the sort of, you go into a new area, you meet a new enemy type, you learn a new sort of method of dealing with them, and then you move on to the next challenge to conquer. It's not really happening in Martyr, is it? Let's be honest. Not a bad amount of damage, not bad. I mean, considering how hard the mission is, I think that's perfectly adequate. There is a lot of Imperial squishies patrolling. Very, very squishies. Right, let's rock on. I am aggroing everything right now. Retreat! Tactical withdraw. Okay, this is perhaps risky. I feel like I have been somewhat bad in my judgment. Sort of put myself into a corner. There you go. Not too bad. Not too bad. Spamming through the inoculators and not doing enough suppression damage to really justify carrying around Constrict. But we'll see how it does against Dreadnoughts and Sentinels, because if I can get their suppression down, then the whole exercise will be worthwhile. Note the little trap there next to the chest. Whenever you see a chest out on its own, it's probably got a trap there. But yeah, I think that's a very good point. I think Martyr could probably be doing a much better job of trickling challenges, trickling enemies, and slowly exposing you to new things, instead of sort of saying, here is a brand new enemy faction, have a go at this. But I guess that's You know, does it make sense to have a whole room full of Imperial Guard and then the next room full of Imperial Guard and Ogrins? That's kind of hard to make it look right. Oh, so much pain. Okay, we're going to have to do generic abilities for a little bit, I think. A little bit longer range. That's right. Take some of them apples. What do you think of that? Get tickled. Okay, right. We'll smush him in one. Pow. It's like popping a zit with this. That's why I called it Roshambo. I mean, I was going to call it, I don't know, something to do with bursting, but Roshambo felt like it was more what I was doing. Right, come on, come to me. Come to me. I just want to lure him away from that patrol. Come on, come on, come on. Right, let's see if we can get his suppression down. Pop, pop, pop. So, that was... I'm going to call that not a success. I'm going to move back and reevaluate things. This looks like it's going to be a particularly long fight. And I did not want to cast that spell. Well, we'll do this on him. Unfortunately, if he shoots me now, I am toast. There you go. Never use this armor unless you are completely prepared to not press that button. Because it will get you killed. Right, use my free life ability. There we go. Swap back over. I just got murderized. Let's have another crack at that. Now, we do actually have to kill him. There we go. Right, come to me. Stop doing AoEs. I just want to lure you near cover. Please. Come closer. Right, that's it. Oh my freaking lord. Aha! Well. Well. Unnecessary risks, it's the mission. Mock me. Jesus. So, we seem to have come across a little bit of a problem. I think we found the natural sort of boundary for what this class can do. What we'll do is we're actually going to go all the way back, get our free life one more time. And we're just going to have a think if there's anything else I could use to kill him. But I may have to just... I may have to throw in the towel for this one. Which is a shame, really, having been able to smush everything else quite comfortably thus far. So, in terms of weaknesses, definitely noticing that the lack of the ability to do suppression damage on a big enemy is a real issue. I think it's partially because Biolightning is just medium range, which is not particularly useful. Haha, get tickled. Okay, his health is going up. I wonder if there's a turret here that I can make use of, because turrets do murder them pretty quick. I'll have a quick survey of the land. Come on, AoE time, there we go. Take cover. The one thing I do like about the build is you can actually use the cover system, which is kind of cool. Because you're not using the fire shield that makes everything explode. Now, something you could do with this build as well is you could definitely swap out the fourth ability I'm using, Divine Shot. I literally am using it just because it does so much additional damage when you do the hemorrhage afterwards. But of course, as you can see, is maybe something defensive would make a little bit more sense. 40% range resist probably make a bit more sense. However, it is nice murdering whole groups in one pop. Right. Some kinetic weapon on the weapon swap may help. Could maybe make a new character. We could do a little bit of a... we've got an assassin. We could do a bit of a Crusader playthrough. A lot of people say melee's hard, so we could do a bit of a melee Crusader, perhaps? Right. Let's see. I'm just going to see if I can actually, through sheer patience, get him down. Yep, that's going to hurt. And that would be a no. Okay. That would be a no. So, what we'll do is we'll bug out of that. I just simply can't do enough damage or get close enough, so while the build will be fine in a group setting and will probably take out single target faster than anything else, It's not really my jam right now for single player. Fine for doing easy content, but there you go. So let's bash out a Crusader for a little bit and have a little bit of a play. The truth is, Falza, I don't like using Molten Beam. I just find it really boring. Yes, I know putting vulnerability on it is very good. I know it's sort of any channeled ability that applies vulnerability is very, very good. I just don't really like it very much. That's the only reason why I don't do it. I just find it boring to do. And I'd rather play something I find more interesting that's less effective, to be honest. There are some very broken builds that I've used thus far, but I'm trying to have fun with them. Create some weird janky stuff. So, we'll call him Smush. Smoosh, even. There you go. Right, Smoosh. Let's bash out the campaign. Trenchcoat and dual wielding does look good, I'll give you that. Now, you guys have probably seen this. I am going to skip it. You've probably seen it a few times already, so if you do want to see it, it's on the Neocore site, it's on Valrex, YouTube, it's on all sorts of things. So, user Herma. Do we have voice acting, I wonder? Ah, we can move. Fan dabby. So we'll try and make this nice and speedy. Da-da-dee. Come on. Skip. Open. Through. Open. Oh, God. The pain of having to do the tutorial again. Yep. I wish you could turn those off, actually. I kind of feel like once you've done the tutorial once, you could surely turn off pop-ups, tooltips. Maybe that is an option in the menu. I've not actually looked. Shield and Sword does look nice. It is pretty. I'm in two minds because it's good, and if you're going to be a Crusader, you should really be a tank. Well, that being said, their ranged is fine too. Right, let's see how good we are. Pow! Look at us go. Oh, what an incredibly... Yeah, okay. I'm not a massive fan of that placement. It tells me... Just as he starts doing it and I need to dodge it, I get a pop-up saying you need to dodge it. Maybe they could just do an audio, you know? Why can't they just have an audio pop-up there? Someone comes through the comms and says, watch out, he's got a really heavy attack, you need to dodge that. Kind of be a little bit more ergonomic. A little bit of tutorial feedback as we're going. What is that? Oh, oh, God, I keep forgetting they've moved the buttons. Oh. Okay, yeah, now I feel everyone's pain. I hadn't really noticed too much till now. I've been able to cope, but that's really awkward. I don't approve of the right-click and one swap on some weapons. On others, it's fine. There you go. Yeah, in truth, you're not really going to see any spoilers here. And this is the tutorial as such. There's nothing particularly plot-heavy. This is just sort of, here are a few events, play through them. You'll find out a couple of bits of information, but you're really not going to miss... there you go. There's one done already. That's about the extent of how much information you're going to get from this. It's at the moment is sort of one chapter of the story in this. The rest is placeholder stuff. So let's get rid of this damn chat box. There is just... I would even go so far as saying the story really isn't kind of in the game at the moment. It's just... Well, it's just this. And yeah, I know this is what the story will be. What I'm trying to say is the real narrative stuff I don't think is there. It's more sort of introduction style narrative stuff rather than, you know, what's actually going on in the Caligari sector, etc, etc. This is very much the foundation. Do like the jump pack. That has to be said. Haven't actually used a jump pack in a while and it is fun. Right. I think I'll be all about the two-handed weapon. I think that's going to be my jam. Because I like the shield. The shield is very good. Now, we'll talk a little bit about melee being clunky today, because it is a common sort of criticism. A lot of people don't really like it, but I mean, I don't know if clunky's not the right... Well, maybe it is the right word. There's a lot of travel time, which is sort of a bit frustrating, but... Ugh, stop giving me tooltips. Go away. Go away. Right, there we go. But it's not too bad, maybe. The huge amount of ranged enemies sort of makes it a little bit more painful. That's for sure. Unter Granada? Por favor. Murder, murder, choppy, choppy. But all you have to do is really hold your left click and then move it from one enemy to another. I guess it's the sort of awkward pause in between. Like, you murder one enemy and there's that time where you have to go to another one. I don't know. It's not smooth, but I don't know if clunky's the right word right now. But combat's not fluid, I'll give you that. But I honestly think the main reason that combat doesn't feel fluid is that stuff doesn't come to you very often. You've always got to go to it, which is very inconvenient because it means you've got like a 50-50 travel time and combat time. Or sometimes you've got 75% travel time and 25 actually chopping stuff. But the assault pack helps for that. Obviously you can't have a dashing, darting Crusader that's sort of going too ham. You've got to keep things sensible. Horde enemies. Da-da-da. One grenade. Goodbye. And I believe the AoE shield still has some pretty good damage. Not too bad. Yeah, the sound effects are not too bad, are they? I don't mind them. And I like the blood effects. I like the gore. I like it a lot. I like it a lot more when anti-aliasing's finally working, but it's kind of pretty. Da-da-da-da. What is up, Witch? How's it going, my friend? How's it going? We're going through with all of this. Ranged enemies do seem to run away quite a bit. I think in the attempt to make them have less potato AI, which was a common criticism for them, they've made it even less convenient for the Crusader. 34 available skill points. I think we can just go in ranged combat, but what we will do definitely is go for damage reduction by armour. Well, we don't need damage reduction in cover, that's just silly. We'll go for field surgery because that's always mandatory, and we'll just go for close combat, I guess. La-da-dee, la-da-dum-dum-dum. What do we get here? Stacking, yeah, it's kind of okay, I guess. What do we have here? Critical hits. Yeah, I guess critical hits could be fun. We'll do a few critical hits too. Oh, I'm having trouble clicking today. What's here? Yeah, it can heal us for some of our health. And pop. Any of these major ones that I should be getting? Not particularly great. Not too bad. Okay, we should get a few of those. Let's take that off. Go back to close combat and go for... that's not too bad. Successful... that's okay, I guess, if you're getting shot by loads of auto guns. We'll go for that. Oh, no, a bit of movement speed. Make things a bit less painful. And I'll tell you what, rather than being healed... Oh, sod it, we'll stick with that one. But we'll take those out and we'll go for... There you go. Movement speed bonus. Just to make this a little bit less painful to watch. It's not 10%, it's 200%. Cool. Apparently it sounds like the melee bug. The melee speed is a little bit bugged. Let's give it a go. Let's see how quick we can go. So how's everyone doing today? Oh, and by the way, I am sorry that we don't have the interview yet, but it is with good reason. It's with good reason. Unfortunately, when you need to speak about stuff that's not in the game yet... Okay, that looks pretty darn quick. Oh my word. That is bugged. That is not 10%. Lol. Oh my word. Melee's clunky, it's too slow. Lol 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 lol. Thank you so much for pointing this out to me. Well, I think we know what we're doing for the next hour. Smush. Smush. This is hilarious. This is actually hilarious. I love it. I love it. Not the most interesting combat in the world, but you know. I don't even know what this conversation is in the background. People are talking. Oh, I'm so slow and it's so painful. I need something to smush. I'm speeding again. No, wait. There we go. Speed me up, Nurglings. Smush. Oh, wow. This is so good. This is so good. Ah, stop that. I have a feeling... Yeah, they swap your grenade randomly for a refractor field at this point. I don't know why. I quite like the grenade. Yeah. Is anyone still moaning about travel time? Because really, they just need to see this. Like, you can't really complain about backtracking even. This is just sort of... It's just ridiculous. Look at it. I reckon we could make him faster.
Careful, Thor. That was dangerously close to insolence.
Because you actually have to get a kill as well, don't you? I guess at higher difficulties it might be a little slower. Sorry, I was halfway through explaining what's going on with the interview. So in regards to the interview, there are some questions I'm asking that are pretty big questions. Like, for example, what content are we going to be seeing in the next few weeks, months, prior to release? What else is still going to be added to this? And they obviously don't want to commit unless they know 100%. So what they're doing is they're just trying to gather some information so they know exactly what they can sort of commit to saying right now. We'll probably get another interview with them at Warhammer Fest, which I believe will be sort of like April time. That should be just after release, so that's only about 2 hours from where I live, so I'll definitely be going down there to see them. Probably try and do a couple of other little chats as well. So hopefully we'll get like a post-release interview as well, where we can ask a little bit about future seasons, DLCs, which races are going to be coming next, etc. Which enemy factions we may see. So if anyone's not familiar, the season system does aim to introduce new enemies with each season. Something to look forward to. I kind of think that keeping the speed buff would be fine, but maybe not quite this much. I think would be fair. It is pretty excessive. Ta-da! Oh, we got a chainsword. I don't really care for chainswords, I'm going to be honest. I like the sound they make, but that's about it. That is about it. I would very much like a hammer, which I can sort of run and charge with and leap with. I think it's all about leaps if you're going to be in melee. Got to have some mobility, and the assault pack's nice for that, but... Right, Imperial Guard, with me! Ah, this is the infamous tower defense mode. Kappa Kappa. There was about 2 or 3 people in the forums that were literally complaining that they'd added something that's a little bit different in. So there you go, you can't please everyone. Right, and we're off. We're off to a good start. It's just about enough to get you to the next room. Just about enough. Steel Rain! Oh, British! Love it. Absolutely love it. Right, let's rock on. Let's rock on. What do we got? What do we got? Da, 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 da. We will go back to the Roshambo build at some point, but unfortunately with co-op down, I really don't think it's going to sort of shine. I really like the buff builds I was doing as well. They were very, very interesting. Pairing yourself as a Psyker with a melee anything really just works well if you give them the Pyro Shield, because they'll be standing toe-to-toe, dealing as much damage as you would normally anyway. That Pyro Shield does a lot of damage. And you get the additional bonuses of making your ally pretty much unkillable. And when there's just 2 of you, you've also got the convenience that you have to be within like a 15-meter range, but provided you're within that, you'll still be able to buff them. When there's like 4 people running around, it's really hard to buff the one you want. And it's a dead thing there. So yeah, I kind of like the targeting system where you just buff the nearest person, because it means that you can give them very, very powerful buffs. I think party-wide buffs, if they were done, would have to be far, far weaker or shorter. I don't really know, but it's an interesting system. Like, I was never a fan of, and this is why I never healed within, what do you call it? MMOs. I just didn't like the whole targeting thing. Just ugh. Awkward and clunky. Never did it for me. I know some people, it doesn't have to be hard. You just press F1, 2, or 3, but I don't think ARPGs should really be using that type of targeting system. You need your eyes on the screen. You don't really, I mean in the center of the screen. You need to be, you know, paying attention. You don't want to be watching allies' health bar while you're playing an ARPG. I mean, ugh. Wouldn't do it for me anyway. But yeah, I'm very excited to see what builds and what the maximum difficulty is that someone can do. And I really think we should do like a Hydra-hosted competition at some point. And we'll just say someone has to take a recording from the host's point of view and to basically show us the hardest mission difficulty they can do. I reckon plus 500 will be doable by quite a few. Maybe plus 800 I think would be the absolute maximum, but that's going to take you probably a couple of hours to do it. And you would need to have 4 people that are very highly specialised. I reckon it might be doable. Right, crack on, tower defence mode. Let's take a minefield. So this is the bit when Neocore have done something a little bit different. And you could basically just put your marines down here and here, and then we have to keep this guy alive. And I've skipped all the dialogue, so there's no spoilers at all, really. And I will admit, it's quite slow. I would really like to see them bring the waves out a little bit quicker. But hey, this is the tutorial, so some people might struggle. But that being said, I feel like the Imperial Guard do a pretty good job of actually killing stuff here. I haven't actually tried it yet, but I'm fairly sure you can go AFK for this bit. Come back and the Imperial Guard will have pulled through. Just because it's standard mobs coming at them, and the mobs AI seems to be scripted to say, ooh, let's get out of there. It seems to just be scripted to say stand and shoot, and the enemy AI is just sort of running at you potato. So yeah, this is the tower defense mode. This is the tower defense mode indeed. Because I've got all of these skill points, we should be able to blitz through the story pretty damn sharpish. And it's useful because any fakes we get, we can use on the Psyker to get extra gear. And we can do some turret missions later. That'll be fun. Oh, come on! Faster! Smush. That's a cool set. Okay. Bro went mad there. A little bit trigger happy. Maybe he panicked. And something else I'm really looking forward to, and something I meant to ask, or I'm hoping I can get some information on, is a little bit of information about the Stormwatchers. Who are these guys? Because we have the Storm things, the Storm other things, and the other Storm things within 40k, but there is actually nothing I can find written on the Stormwatchers, and I would very much like to know what they're doing, and they're unique to the Caligari sector. That's all we know, and this is no spoilers to do with the plot. This is just from that dialogue. He's a Stormwatcher. We're here to help. That's it. That's all you need to know. And they patrol the Caligari sector. But I'd like to know a little bit about them. I'd like to have a little bit of infos, and I'm hoping in the game they give them a little bit of a backstory and such. It would be nice. I hope they just don't leave them to be sort of just a mystery. Let's get some more mines. There we go. And now we've got a bolter turret. We really can go AFK. Come on. So I'm not sure what my critical hit chance is at the moment, but I'm getting one every now and again. It's probably about 10%. My gear's quite potato, so I'm really just relying on skills. Smack. If I had to take a guess, I would guess about 10 to 15%. We'll find out afterwards. Obviously, you're not really going to get any optimized gear at this level. La-da-dee. Well, I did not think I'd be playing a Crusader today. Well, there you go. Unfortunately, when co-op things go wrong, it won't be fixed until Monday. And that's sort of Monday at the earliest. The game still works, it's just... And it seems to be where we were doing co-op missions that caused a problem. We had a lot of graphical artifacts doing Cabal missions, a lot of problems. And I have a feeling it's something to do with that. But we shall see. We shall see. Looks like it's something they've not quite got to the bottom of yet, but they will. Yeah, you can definitely do some pretty crazy cathedral runs just with a tanky build. And what would be nice is maybe a deflect damage passive for the Crusader. Call it counter-attack if you like. I think that would be kind of cool. There is a deflector shield, but it doesn't quite do enough and last long enough to make that viable. I guess you don't want to have a build where you can literally just walk around, people attack you and kill themselves, but might be a way to make the Crusader a bit more interesting. And I'm so hoping that we get a little bit of info on the Crusader from this interview, but I don't know what the answer's going to be yet. But I'm asking, what's going to happen to the other two classes? Is anything going to happen to the other two classes? Obviously, we do have the new weapon types to look forward to. We've got the Godlike, we've got the Holy, and we've got the Demonic weapons to come. Relic weapons are not supposed to be best in slot. They are like, well, they're just a step up above a purple, really. But they're not supposed to be sort of unique weapons in any way. It's just a better weapon with another effect on it. So I'm very curious to see what they actually do with the Demonic and Holies. Are we done? Lovely jubbly. Now I believe we have to go up here. Is he coming with? Or do we have to go back down and... Oh. Okay, now we're on wave 3 of 3. I got confused. I thought we'd finished. Ripperino. I'd quite like to be finished. This is, without a doubt, a little bit on the slow side. Would be okay if it was actually stressful. And I really wouldn't mind if they did a tower defense mission type for this. Yeah, I actually really liked the one from Van Helsing. So much that I got a copy of Death Trap. Just because it's just nice to do something a bit different, really. I like tower defense games are fun. Can't argue with that. They're addictive too. And a 40k tower defense is always good, especially when it's mixed with combat from an ARPG. Except I believe there's a mobile game that's also 40k that's a tower defense, and that looks pretty horrible. I heard bad things about that, but I can't remember what it is. Cool sound effect, bro. Frickin' sound of the wind coming out of his anus as he jumps. Maybe you pinch one off. Set items. Not entirely sure, to be honest. I'm not entirely sure. I mean, there could be set items, unique items. I really don't see any reason why there can't be. We shall have to see. It's certainly something a lot of people have mentioned, sort of where is the set items as such, and it's reasonable to see why they're not in the game yet, because we don't have any of the endgame content. So it sort of makes sense. I mean, you're not going to get endgame raid gear patrolling the first leveling area as such. And although people keep referring to what we're doing as the end game, it's not the end game, it's just what people are having to do because there's nothing else to do. That is not a final product end game. It's probably a better way of explaining it. There is no current final product end game within this game. It's just the leveling process until the leveling process stops. However, we have no idea what the leveling process actually leads to. Really curious to see what these battlegrounds are going to be. Perhaps we can take some bets in the chat today. What is this going to be? We know that there is going to be... Now, is it called a battleground or a battle zone feature? No idea what that is. I'm hoping for a vast open area that you can go into. And this is just me sort of visualizing it, like some of those big-ass freaking maps from Diablo. And you go around and there is just all sorts of shit going on. And, you know, you've got to try and help your guys win a battle. That's what I'm kind of thinking. So there'll be some Imperial Guard down there fighting. There'll be like a freaking war, and you're going to have to go along to from zone and, like, I don't know, do little mini games and objectives to try and win it. I think that would be a really cool feature. Of course, optimization is going to be an issue because small maps have enough trouble being optimized as is. But maybe. I mean, their optimization's come along a long way, so maybe. Yeah, there's a lot of other sectors. There is a lot of other sectors. And each one of those is going to have a, you know, like a subsector as such. I mean, the reason the star map is so big is because that is their plan for the game. So over the 3 years, that will be filled out. That's not going to happen overnight, but that's why the star map has so many areas for expansion, is because that's where we're going to expand into with each season.
Inquisitor, you must teleport back before the ship leaves. We don't know where it's headed, and worse, the Jelly shields are probably compromised. Warp travel will...
La da da da. Yep, we haven't been out the first sector indeed. Let's have a little look at the star map briefly. I think we may have unlocked the ship now. Oh, some new armour. And some guns and swords. Not the most interesting stuff. I really want to stick to melee. We're not going to look at that because it's placeholder. A little bit of conversation that we'll skip. And there you go. 10 fate. 20 fate. I am rich in fate. 1 unread. Oh, I got getting sent messages. Sent some items, methinks. Right, let's equip a new sword. La-da-da. We've got 11. We've got 8. That'll do. And, well, should we go for a pistol in our offhand? Might be it. Yeah, I think no. Given how I'm holding the pistol, I think that is a no. Back to the shield then. Right. Quick check of equipment. Swap, swap, swap. That'll do. And swappy, swappy. Yeah. No, we'll keep the old one. Right. To the star map. To the star map. So let's actually have a look at this. Stop giving me back to subsector. Oh, I've actually got to do this first. One mo. We've got to actually unlock the star map before we can do these things. Excuse me, glitch lady. I have things to do and stuff and things. I'd quite like that bit to actually have some audio. That would be nice. Right, there we go. Still can't go back to the subsector, so we're going to have to do this mission first. Hey ho, let's crack on. Get ourselves some fate for the Psyker so we can get some relic items. I've got enough Crusaders in my cabal that I really don't need to be one as well. All of these goddamn wipe your bum hints. A little bit of fate coming in too. There we go. Plus a fair bit of damage rating, but when you factor in all of the skill points I've got, that's really not a lot. That's going to be pretty easy. How is everyone doing today, by the way? It's a Sunday. Work tomorrow, I know. But the thing that's getting me through is I'm thinking work tomorrow, but maybe interview results tomorrow. It may have to be a pre-recorded interview. By pre-recorded, I mean I may have to just send them written questions and they will get back to me with their responses. We did have to do that last time just because I'm working a job, they're doing jobs, you know, it's kind of hard for them to be specific as to what time of day they're going to be available if it's not at a public event or something. So they can't sort of stay behind after work to do that. You can't expect something like that from them. So it may be done that way, in which case it won't be a smooth flowing conversation. It'll be sort of like a, well, it'll be like the last one basically. But that was good, I thought. Came up with some good info, got some intel, not a lot of specifics, and that's where I'm really hoping this interview's gonna actually get us somewhere. As I am asking some tough questions this time. Find the main archives. Okay. I just want to unlock the star map right now, so if you don't mind, Chaos, I'm just going to go ahead and walk through this. The benefits of being a tank. Or being tanky. And I'm not even built that tanky. I could be a lot tankier. Now there are other ways to play a Crusader, but taking advantage of your tankiness with a few of the basic skills really makes sense. There's no reason not to, but you can then go ahead and be a ranged. That's definitely no problem. I'm not entirely sure what's the best sort of style of ranged for a Crusader at the moment. You could be, I mean, any of the guns really are viable in this game. That's a thing. Like, having some armor piercing, armor breaking is always nice. Oh, screwed up a little bit there. And I think this is the room where we have to clear everything. Right, we've got loads of inoculators. 2 inoculators should be fine. More importantly, we got movement speed. And we got our inoculators ready whenever we need them, thanks to this rather impressive skill that's completely broke. Just bring them together a little bit. Come on, group up for me. Let's kill the ranged guys. Smush. There we go. Look at the dodging. Ducking, dipping, diving and dodging. I mean, I like the audio effects, I have to say. The sword sounds nice, at least. It is kind of repetitive. And the sword is a little bit too swishy sometimes, but... Have you run out of ammo? Nope. I have a feeling I have to kill everything in this room, if I remember correctly. Smush! Excuse me, I'd like to smush. There we go. I do kind of get that they put the right-click... yeah. Right-click is now dodge, which is a little bit more accessible, but I know I'm not feeling it. Right. Is this the room? Room of the thing? Ah, now we've unlocked a thing in the next room. Ta-da! Yes, the flamer is definitely something. No, I don't want to leave yet. There's all these chests here with booty. There you go. All them credits are belong to me. The heavy weapons are pretty cool. I really, really want the heavy weapons to become a little... to function like heavy weapons, you know? I would really like the plasma rifle to be the long-ranged anti-armor thing that it should be, that also stuns on occasion as well, and, you know, makes the enemy stagger or something like that, or knocks them down. I don't know. There's just a lot of stuff that I think is missing with ranged weaponry that... It could be cool, but it's not quite yet. Right, do we have... No, never mind. So, I think we should actually try and get some gear to upgrade with. Slight bug indeed. It would seem that any item is tied to the highest level, which is not particularly great, because I am not of that level. Right, let's crack on. Crack on with the story. Can we go back yet? Can we go back? I tell you what, we'll do this one first. They're getting a little bit harder just because I've not been upgrading my gear. And if you're ever finding the story hard, just go to the crafting station. Like I'd say as a rule, every 3 levels, go to the damn crafting station, go to the damn shop and upgrade your shit. Too many people don't do it. Too many people don't do it, and the result is you find the missions too hard. And if you fuck up a few turret missions, you are in trouble. Oh, let's see if we can dodge a few of these. La-da-dee. I tell you what, it's not worth dodging them, because I forgot I can do this. Bye. This is ridiculous, isn't it? It's absolutely ridiculous, but it's kind of funny at the same time. I wonder what this would be like paired with sort of maximum movement speed. Probably pretty good. Bolt rifle for you, Mikey? Yeah, I dig that. Bolt rifle is pretty damn good. So versatile as well. I mean, it's my favourite rifle, definitely. Because whatever you want it to do, it can do it. It's got, and there's potentially some good synergy there with a Psyker as well. You can upgrade the long-range salvo accuracy, which has a lot of potential, and you could upgrade you know, a lot of extra damage from that. I don't know if there's anything actually missing from the bolter rifle, because you can do heavy suppression with it, which is awesome. You can do single target stacking vulnerability and armor piercing damage. You can also do channeled flesh vein damage. It's basically got everything. I'm not sure if the fourth ability knocks down. It used to, I think. Can't remember. Aha! Great axe. That'll do. Right. Time to go axing stuff. Boosted my power rating up a fair bit as well. Let's sell some bits. Can't quite remember if I like the axe or not. But it'll do. Again, anything with charges would be nice. So, let's crack on with stories, I guess. Yes, indeed. It's a very interesting change they did with the turret system, and I can only say that they need to change it again, because you can get maximum or completely full rank reward from doing a low-level turret, because turrets spawn at the level of the sector that you're in, rather than at your own individual level, which means you can basically choose how easy or hard they are. However, the reward is the same, which makes no sense whatsoever. Oh, that's beautiful. Choppy, choppy, choppy. Ah, he makes audio. That sounds pretty cool, to be fair. Oh, so beautiful. Look at it. Look at it. Get smacked around. So, damage isn't that high. I mean, that was just a basic auto attack, but... Oh, wait, whoa, whoa, whoa. Where am I going? I love it. That was some really nice audio. Ah! Oh, they've had... When did they add this stuff, guys? No one told me this. Oh, that's awesome. I'm just listening to the man. Yeah! God, if they'd added that ages ago, I might have had a lot more fun. The audio for me is so important to enjoying and getting a satisfying melee experience, though. It's not just about the impact of the weapon on the enemy. It's when you're swinging a weapon and your character makes no noise, it just... something doesn't seem right about it. Okay, Mikey, thanks for the tip. So when the store resets, it's going to be the character's level of my character. I believe we're missing some texture files over there. That's good to know. I am really, really happy that they've put some audio in for this, but they are still missing audio for just about every other thing. Does all of the do all of the weapon abilities have said audio, or is it just this one? Have I just struck gold? Hello. Very interesting conversation. Yeah. Job done. Well, 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 this is quite a moment for me. I had no idea Neocore had been doing this. Having said in a video 8 months ago. I mean, stuff is getting added in sequence. It's sort of... There is a logical order to the way things are being added to this. I don't know what it is, but I'm only presuming there is. Oh, purple. Yes, please. And extra fate and extra rank. God, we're going up. We are going up in the world. So what have we got here? That looks pretty darn good. We'll go for that. And I guess we could maybe put another... Nah, we don't need any other things. Right, travel to the next mission. Interrogate the Space Marine about Inquisitor. Yes. Took me about 10 minutes to figure this out last time. Go and talk to the man over there. They really need a little arrow that sort of just nudges you in the right direction. But I am very happy that we have some grunting in this game, finally. Does the assassin grunt? Can anyone tell me if the melee assassin grunts? I'm very curious to hear. In a completely non-pervy way. I'd like to see how she grunts. And if it's a proper sort of, yeah! That's the sort of most Death Cult assassin sound I can do. Nah, it needs to be a little deeper than that. Whoa! Oh, so much murder and choppy. Chop. Oh, that's pretty good. I'm impressed. Sorry guys, for the next hour or so, I'm just going to be happy with this. It's going to be fixating a lot of my attention. Yes, a dash would be nice. I know there are some with dashes. I would like a dash. It's all about dash. I believe the two-handed hammer dashes. Can't quite remember. Smush and smush. Nice. Nice. We're getting there with melee. It's improving slowly. Better than it was, definitely. I feel a before and after video coming on. On that note, any videos people would like to see from me? Has anyone got anything in particular that you would like to see? Any guides, tips, builds? You name it, really. I've got the skill points, so now I can actually do a little bit of build customization and such. I won't have unlocked all the skill trees, that being said, but... Oh, beautiful. But I'm happy to do some. I mean, I've got the old build videos, there's not too many. I think something that's going to be worth doing is going through, I don't know, my favourite 5 Psyker builds. Or just 5 Psyker builds to try, because everyone seems to be a little bit stuck on the Pyromancer and Beam, and just not playing anything else. Granted, it is incredibly powerful, but it's also incredibly boring in my mind. That's the only reason I don't really dig it. That and it doesn't have the Ether Blade, which is the best thing in the world ever. Ever. Some good sound effects coming out here. In terms of the enemy sound effects, yeah. Ooh, kill their leader. Where is their leader? I thought I killed him already. Have we bugged the mission, guys? Aha! No, we haven't. It is just that the map is incredibly hard to see. An Assassin Melee Guide. Well, we could probably do an Assassin Melee Guide featuring buff Psyker. That could work. Sniper builds. I believe I did an Exodus rifle sniper build video some time ago. I would have a little look for that. Weapon guide Exodus rifle. It might not even be in the guide sections, but if you go back through my videos, at the time I came out with what I thought was probably the best. There's lots of options, but I like the single target tree for the extra sustain you're going to get from the single target kills. Critical hits are kind of nice. The consistency of the range damage bonus is also nice. You can also do increased damage to range stun shots and things in the range tree. Generally speaking, when putting skill points in the trees though, I would say most of them are not really worth going for the maximum investment. Most of the time there's about 6 points worth spending in each tree, with maybe the exception of the critical. I do think the critical tree has a very nice one, which is that whenever you kill something with a crit, you get a 10% damage bonus for 10 seconds, and that stacks. So if you have a high critical hit chance, you could quite easily get up 40-50% constant, damage increase. I think that's pretty reasonable. Quite a few points you've got to spend, but you also get a lot of critical for it, and granted that some of the points are wasted, because not every point is going to be well spent in this game. There you go, we'll put our shield on. Can't actually see. Let's pull back a second here. I think we actually have to kill all of these, don't we? Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Melee's fairly interesting. I don't know what the fuss is about. Let's gather these guys up for a little bit of a smush attack. Smush. Okay, time for an inoculator, methinks. Take down the ranged mobs, who seem to be... I'm digging the sound effects, I really am. Really am. Not all of them, but most of them. Some sound better than others, as is always the case. Assassin Melee Guide, indeed, I do think would be fun. And hello everyone that's here in the stream, by the way. It is very, very nice to have you all here. I can't believe we're up to 50. 50 people. Hello, 50 people. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Are you all subs? Are you newcomers? Anyone new here? Put your hand up. We'll give you a very warm welcome. We like new people because friendship is magic and magic is heresy. Right, so we've got a priority assignment to be doing now. Let's see if we can actually have a look at the star system. So, let's go out and have a little looky. Yo, Spymaster! Lemmy, how's it going? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Nice to see you. If you haven't got the game, have a little look, see what you think. This is our current playground, okay? Dare I use the word, this is our current sandbox. Right, so we're going to zoom out a sector here and have a look at actually what the game is pitching to us. Victor, what is up? Yeah, I'll give you that, Victor. I'll give you that. True story, the narrative designer, or the narrative writer for Neocore, is also called Victor, so there you go. So that is the starting area, and we are actually currently missing a lot of textures for this. Well, there you go. So the starting area is yonder here, and then the next season will be yonder there. And as you can see, there is a branching system. And how I imagine it will go will be Season 1 opens up this, or the first season after launch perhaps, and then you'll be making a decision from that season. Are we going to do this, or are we going to do that? And then from that there will be another decision, are we going to do this, or are we going to do that? If you're not familiar with the season system, at least what they pitched is that there will be a decision for players to make, and then the average will be taken, and that will determine the consequence of that season and what's going to happen going forward from there. Ah, we can work through reputation. Fandabby. We can get some reputation rewards. What is up, Mikey? What is up, Mikey? Nice to see you. Top level should be a demon hammer. Well, demonic weapons are coming, my friend. They are coming indeed. So we're not going to do Cabal directives because they're a little bit broke and we don't have follow the beast gang, free the tech priest, and eliminate the enemy gang. Well, apparently we've not unlocked that yet. What we'll do is we'll do a priority assignment, I think. Use a Psyker. So what we're aiming to do here, for anyone that's new to this, it's not the most riveting game mechanic in the world. You're aiming to increase your success level and keep the collateral damage down. So, as you can see, this may go in our favour, but it may also raise the collateral damage. This may raise the success level, but won't have an impact on collateral damage, so that's what I'll be going with. And let's see, it did raise it up. Fandabby. So now we have a success chance that is slightly higher, which will give us a greater reward of glory. So, moving on, what we're going to do is I could raid their private vessel for more information. Plant valuable cargo, we're going to raid for valuable information, methinks. Swapped your bolter for a power axe. I have turned your life upside down by the sounds of it. I'm very sorry, Victor. But welcome to the melee crowd. The sound is very satisfying. I mean, by all means, feel free to have the bolter in your backpack. The bolter is a very, very good rifle. It is very, very good. And melee is fairly hard. I'm making it look very easy, not through skill, but simply because I've got about 30 skill points invested that make this character a lot more powerful than they should be. I should be having a pretty tough time right now because I've not invested bugger all into actually gearing up. Partly that's because the shop is bugged to my last character, but there you go. Smush, smush, smush. Do like the jump back, and I do like this axe. Twirly ability as well, always nice. So these are Void Pirates, does it say? There you go. Call me swine. You watch what you say. So we'll go running around, try and get through this nice and quick. So unfortunately the assault pack doesn't count as a melee kill. I can see why, but it would be nice. Get out of it, get out of it. I'm trying to make this fairly speedy. This is a cool looking map. I really dig this one. I very rarely see it on my Psyker. I don't know if it only appears in the first sector or something like that, but I very, very rarely see it. Steel Rain. Right, there we go. Now we just got to defend this for a little bit. Excuse me. No, no. Oh, I thought I could jump back on him. Smush. Now we don't have the suppression gain on... Oh, not again. Not again. We're slowed. Done that. Oh, did he do it? Did he do it? I think he might have done it. Come on. There you go. And this is a bit different too. I quite like it. It's just something a bit different for a change. You've got to stop someone getting to a point. That is... I think objective-based cooperative games like this are going to be... Not that this is a mission type, but I think mechanics like this are going to add a bit to the game. So when they say there's going to be 50 mission types, I really hope that there's some like this. I hope there's just some more stuff. Okay, let's hightail it out of here. Get some more inoculators while we're here. La da da da. What is up, Jan? Just reading your message. Da 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 da. Hot pursuit mission where you have to track down and kidnap a VIP. Yes, and every time I do that, it bugs. They may have fixed it, but every time I did do that before, I had a lot of problems. It bugged my campaign for a few days. We can see if they fixed it. I mean, we're here to test, right? But I'll give it a go. Hot pursuit is basically, well, yeah, you're following someone through a map. However, it's not quite a hot pursuit. Let's be honest. It is lukewarm. My guy sounds like he's getting a little bit breathy. I think what we'll do this time is we'll actually clear the room. Loving the spinning attack. Really digging it. Perhaps I should put the suppression back on my inoculator because I'm actually kind of noticing the lack here. Or a means to gain suppression on hit, perhaps. That would do the trick. Stop doing that. Now I see what people are saying when... Yeah, okay, that's kind of frustrating. That is kind of frustrating. Perhaps once you've locked them into a melee sequence, they need to not be able to move. That might help a little bit, because that looks a little clunky. People being kited by enemies. Now that's one way to infuriate players, definitely. Right, let's go. Take some cover here for a second. Surprise, assholes! Right, can't see shite. Okay, that's the map angle for us. Ugh, not the best positioning for maps here. So we've got the choice of... Stop it! Stop it! No! That's embarrassing. It doesn't happen often, I swear. So we've got the choice of not being able to see many enemies, or not being able to see any because the map is in the way. Hashtag really tall walls. Oh, it kind of works now. Yeah, like the opacity doesn't work on all objects, which is a bit of a problem. But I think that is a known issue, to be fair. I'm pretty sure that is a known thing. Oh, and I'd already done that, and it doesn't frickin' show you. How rude. Right, let's move on. Go away. Stop that. Stop that indeed. Right. How does one get priority assignments? We've got a bit of Q&A going on in the chat. Feel free to ask as many questions as you like. We've got some pretty regular players in here, so they should be able to help you out if I'm being a little bit potato and busy whacking stuff with my axe. Which I have to say, I am immensely enjoying right now, as well as these flame effects. I love the little purple in there. I don't know what they're burning, but it looks purdy. Get smushed. Get smushed. So satisfying, isn't it? It does kind of sound like you're hitting them with a plank of wood, though. Yeah. But not in a bad way. It's pretty good. Hats off to Hotel. He's the guy that does the audio for said things. It's, we're getting there slowly. It just needs... The game needs all its audio to be added so we can actually really sort of judge it. Because it's still missing so much. So much of the dialogue, so many moves and attacks don't have any. Like the Psyker barely has any audio. Maybe that's bugs, but I have a feeling it's not been added yet. For the audio that's actually not in the conversations, that's just genuinely because it's not been done yet. They're still currently sort of doing some of the voice acting at the moment. I guess it would be one of the last things to add in. I guess that kind of makes sense. I don't know. I don't know. Whack-a-mole 40k style, I completely agree with you. Nick, you got a walkie dog. I'll see you around, my friend. I'll see you around. Have fun with the woof woof. I've probably got a good hour in me still before I need to go and do some cooking. Roast pork today. We're going to try and get that crackling down. So, while we're here, we should also have some points to spend. I guess we'll just stick them in damage. Bonus damage versus cover, is that really that good? Ooh, healing activation, that's not too bad either. Let's go for some tankiness. There we go. Lovely jubbly. Now, what are we going to do? We can't do this, travel to next mission. Open journal. So, follow, blah, 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 blah. So I should have a mission here that I can do, but I don't. This is one point I got to before, and I have a feeling there is something fairly simple that you need to do to unlock the next thing. Maybe it's in the next subsector, I'm not entirely sure. But I had this sort of similar pause before. And then all of a sudden I had the mission and then I cracked on. But I don't actually remember what I did. There we go. We are upgraded. I think I might have just finished the investigation and then it worked. That might be what happened. I mean, these things down here are Cabal missions, so it's not those. Who knows? Who knows? Let's continue with our assignment. Get that finished. Yes, Victor, I've heard there's quite a few priority assignment issues at the moment. There are, well, it just bugs a lot and causes problems. I'm afraid that's just sort of where we're at the moment, the testing phase. There's still quite a few bugs. And likely there will be some that will be around for a while. The way these things go is sometimes they have to make some fairly major changes, so some of the bugs are just simply left until the next milestone because it's easier to do them alongside other things there. There probably will be some issues that hang around. I really do hope that one is fixed though, like being not able to do a priority assignment is kind of shitty. Same with the co-op, I really hope that is not a frequent bug. I hope that's something they manage to sort of get on top of. Oh, it's a purge. Oh, it's a purge. But what I'm saying is that it will probably never be bug-free until launch, and then of course at launch there will probably be bugs too. That is my expectation of games these days, is that low. But I'm very curious how they're going to test it thoroughly without releasing it. I do know that they've recruited some more internal testers. I know that. Stop running away! Jeez. That is incredibly frustrating. So I know that they've recruited some more internal testers for their team. So maybe they're just going to be playing it, 24 hours a day for a while. I don't really know. But I'm very curious to see how they do in terms of bug hunting for the final release, because a lot of the content we'll have never seen before. So we shall see. Will it have a smooth launch day? Who wants to take bets on that? Will there be bugs that just randomly appear? And will there be issues with controllers, I wonder? Because that seems to be a little bit of a snagging point at the moment. Let's just move on from there. We'll go up and back down. We'll wait for those guys to group up a little bit for me. Make my life a little bit easier. Right, try not to explode all the barrels. Come on. Oh, stop strafing. This is so infuriating when you run out of suppression. To be fair, it's only because I took suppression off of my inoculator, like a fool, which you shouldn't really do. And we can just use a void shield though to get some more. And there's another box here, so... Oh my god. So is 2 a dash? Let's try that again. It is a dash. I have not been using that properly. Open sesame. And smush. Right, let's roll. Oh, believe me, Victor, I am under no illusion about games testing. It is... There's been occasions where I have tried to help Neocore with some patches pre-release, finding some bugs and reproducing them on their test version, and it's not playing a game and having fun like people assume. It is incredibly boring and repetitive, and that's just me helping out for a little while. For someone that does that for a living, I mean, I've read about it a little bit, and I thought, you know, maybe it's something I'd do part-time. It's something I thought I was fairly good at giving feedback, but at the end of the day, actual testing in a methodical or thoughtful manner? No. Not my jam at all. I am all about playing a game and letting people know what I think of the game. I am not patient enough to do something so many times that, you know, my brain switches off too quickly. I get bored too quickly. And I know it's work, but I know a lot of games testers suffer from poor workplace satisfaction, and I would be one of them. Put it that way. So it doesn't make me mad, but it makes me feel sad things when I see people in forums that say, "Oh, these games testers are just these game developers are just lazy. They're just getting people to do work for free. You know, we shouldn't be finding bugs for them." Well, I mean, they could get a room of 5 people probably finding all of the bugs that we find. Yes, there's the occasional one where someone's got like a weird version of Windows, or their file isn't updating for some reason, and that's the sort of testing that you kind of need a big crowd to do. But for the vast majority of bugs that are reported, it's stuff that they know about within the first 5 minutes of the game pushing out. Okay, it takes them a little while to get to the bottom of it, but what I'm saying is the majority of what we're doing is, yeah, we do a bit of bug hunting, but I kind of feel like it's 80% feedback, 20% bug testing, and that's where I don't really think we should be getting paid for giving our thoughts on a game. It's a situation where you can help out if you want to, and that is the reward. It is helping out. Let's explode the barrel, see what that does. I mean, it's a very common question actually. Why aren't we being financially reimbursed for helping them to develop their game? And yeah, I mean, I can kind of see where someone's coming from with that, but what you're doing is really not constitute as being paid work. I mean, my worst nightmare is having to be a QA tester for, I don't know. I'm trying to think of a game that I would really hate playing. I don't know, any kids game, probably. Even then, kids games might be okay. What's a really boring... A racing game, there you go. Being a QA tester for a racing game for me would be... I just find them so boring. I don't know what it is. I mean, I get some people love them. I do. Same with football games, FIFA. Like, I kind of get the strategy side, and if I wanted to enjoy it, I probably would get into the strategy side of it. But nah, there's just a zero temptation. If I had to do that for months on end, I would be a sad panda. I mean, are you saying that it makes your life easier, Victor, that if you're a QA tester for a game you hate? I'm just saying that some games I find more repetitive, just irregardless of whether I like them or not. Certain genres I'm bored before I even start. But I guess maybe you're right in that it's not... It doesn't matter if you shouldn't be having that mindset if you're doing testing anyway. I mean, I'm only speculating. I've never done it. I'm just guessing. But maybe you don't want to be in that mindset where you do like it. I don't know. Yeah, I guess that's true. If you're QA testing a game you enjoy, then it is going to kill the game for you. Yeah, definitely. I can see that. It's not the same, but my work for the NHS meant for several years I was looking at people in underwear, and whatever you do for a living, you tend to get desensitized to things. And now whenever I see people in underwear, I just see them as bodies. I kind of forget they're people. It's a weird way. It's hard to describe it, but yeah, it changes how you look at something when you do it all day, every day. I guess it's like if you're a film designer or a special effects designer, and you know how special effects are done, you're probably looking at special effects looking to see how they're made rather than just sitting there enjoying them. You see, that's the thing, Victor. Some people say, oh, lucky you work in a profession where, you know, like, I did sports massage for a while, and you never once feel lucky in the job. You're like, ugh, another body. I mean, it would be totally unprofessional if you thought anything else, to be honest, but I guess it's the exact same with games testing. People think, oh my god, you're so lucky you get to test games all day. Well, if you're doing it, no. Yeah, I know. But that's just me making a point. A lot of people say that without sarcasm. They will be sort of. They will say, "Oh, wow, you're really lucky. You get to do that for a living." You just don't sit. No, that's not how it works. All right. Just going to get a bit of suppression back. There we go. Hashtag worthless cover system. I actually like the cover system. I do genuinely like it, but I respect that it needs changes. And please stop backtracking. You are really starting to piss me off. There we go. Get knocked down. Get back up. They're never going to knock me down. Oh, don't want to skip that room. Goddamn purge missions, though. Honestly. And I've missed a room there as well. Jesus. Tomato Martin, that is a very deep question. Would a game developer be incapable of enjoying their own game? I kind of think that they... I don't know. I really don't know. I would imagine they would get more pleasure from sort of listening to how... or even seeing other people enjoying their game. I would assume. I'm only guessing here. I have absolutely no idea. Does anyone here have any game development experience? What do you think? I mean, my guess is they would enjoy it in a different way to how we enjoy it. They might get satisfaction from seeing it all work and seeing all the pieces of the puzzle come together, maybe in that respect. But I would say with a fair bit of confidence, the way they enjoy it would be very different. So I also think the way developers play games is very different. So you make stuff, and then you give it to the public, and you think, okay, this needs to be played this way. And then you give it to people to actually play, and they just do the complete opposite of what you thought the mechanics should be used for. I think that I've seen that happen enough in MOBAs, right? Look, this is not funny, guys. This is not funny. I'd just like to go now. Can I walk? There we go. Right, we're just gonna chill. We're gonna get some suppression back. Go away. Right. Bloody frickin' bullgrins. Aha! This'll do. A void shield. Are you ready for the pain? Right, that's it, you frickin' peckers. Come here. Can I jump back now, please? Thank you. Oh, so much pain and headaches. Can I please? Okay, we're going to have to get more suppression back now. Oh my god, this is painful. Always, always, always have suppression on your inoculator. And some suppression resist. And everything else suppression related. Stop whacking me with your damn plasma rifle. You damn servo. Come here, you frickin'... There we go. Oh, these guys got regen as well. Jesus. I might see if there's a turret in here that I can use. Right. Get out of it. Right, there we go. Turret anywhere, please. Let's have a look. If not, we'll just go at them fresh with full suppression. And we will be able to kill them, but just incredibly painful. There needs to be diminishing returns at some point, I think. Right, maybe we can catch this guy on his own. Have some of these apples. And that. Ooh, 700, nice. Nice. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. I mean, that's kind of smooth combat. That's not too bad, right? Yeah, I mean, there is something to be said for being a ranged character, because in a situation like this, or having a ranged option, all I needed to do was swap to a ranged weapon, jump in the cover system, and I would be having no problems because my suppression would be regenerating, probably faster than they can take it down. Absolutely. So anyone that... There are ways of mitigating the suppression issue, which means changing what you're doing, which means adapting, which means tactical play confirmed, mate. I'm kind of exaggerating, but I think a lot of folk that have real issues with the suppression system are those that either can't be bothered to adapt, don't know how to adapt, or just don't like adapting and want to do their thing. And it's kind of a problem. If you don't have the right inoculator and you don't want to use the cover system, you're going to have a bad time, probably. Right. Did we kill it? Did we smash it? Not yet. Hang on, we'll do one of these. There we go. Trap destroyed. 4 enemies left in the room that I forgot. Good lord. I'll get the supplies just to make my life a little bit easier. Twin auto pistols are life. Let me tell you that, Tempest. Auto pistols are life. And hello, Loken. Didn't see you there earlier, my friend. Welcome. Yeah, the backpedaling is a little bit of an issue. I think when the logical thing for me would be to have them sort of locked, or just get rid of the stupid backpedaling. Have them turn around, run, set up somewhere, but I kind of feel like once you've engaged them in melee, you know, they should stop backpedaling. Okay, look, this is getting silly now. Can I use my inoculator? There we go. Yeah, the backpedaling is something I think once you're engaged in melee, they should try and hit you in melee. You know? It should kind of be like the tabletop. Once you've engaged someone, then they're engaged. And if they retreat you while you're engaged in melee with them, they should basically be a free kill. That's kind of how I see it. I don't really think they should be trying to run away and nah. I think if they're mid-range, they could walk backwards and I could probably live with that. Right, lure out the feral beasts, sending a fake distress call to their hideout while their main forces are away. I think I could attack and just eliminate them all. That sounds good to me. Because that one, I believe, does not bug as often as the others. So much UI over here. I'd like to turn it off. Right, let's crack on. Are we going to buy some Imperial Guard? We've got a lot of credit, so I'm going to buy 3 Imperial Guard to accompany me. For all of this account experience of where there is not a lot of account experience coming in. But that's because it thinks that my account level is... I don't actually know why it is. I don't know if it's intentional, but it is kind of upsetting that it's not particularly efficient to go through these sort of missions for your account level with a second character. You've kind of got to get leveled up. Although do feel free to take advantage of the bug at the moment where if you go in a co-op game and you get a high level to host, basically you get unbelievable amounts of experience because it thinks that you're doing the higher level mission. Well, it thinks you're doing the higher level difficulty, which you're not. It's complicated, but basically if you're the low level, get someone high level to host and take you on a high level mission, and you will get experience from account level as if you're doing a really difficult mission. and you can get about 9,000. Pro little tip for you if you just want to level up quickly for the upcoming season. Didn't really need that, but there you go. We'll make use of the Void Shield anyway. And a twirling for the finish. Beautiful. Dodge this. Oh, British. There we go. Smush. Smush. Didn't see me walk around the side. Did the old 1-2 there. So. Anyone else having a roast dinner today? Just me? I'm very, very excited for it. Going to be full roast pork, bit of apple sauce, no batter puds, no batter puds. I really feel bad about that, but just too much to do. Not enough space in the oven. Probably some vegetables mixed in as well. Nothing too heretical, just some broccoli. Wow, beautiful. Right, there we go. So this is going pretty quick and smooth. Having these Imperial Guard with me seems to be actually quite helpful, as long as I'm taking the damage. So looking forward to finding out about the retinue system and what the hell it is that they're actually going to include, because we just have no idea. That's got to be a bug that it refills your suppression meter when you use this, right? It's just so good, the Void Shield, and it's one of the reasons I don't really like using it. It's just, it needs a nerf. There's a video. Things that desperately need a nerf with an Inquisitor Martyr. That's going to get me some dislikes. I know, Zolos, I know. I don't have any eggs, though. And I'm not going to the shop again. I've already done that today. I mean, there'll be gravy. I guess there'll be nothing to dip them in. One of the best things in life is dipping batter puds into gravy. And just, yeah, just om-nom-nomming that. I don't know, do they do batter puds in the States? Is that a thing? I'm not entirely sure. Ah, yes, I really, really want to know a little bit more about this retinue system. Can we 2 this? Oh, beautiful. Didn't set the trap off like a pro. Now we've got a chest over here. 2 chests. And I've got all of these Imperial Guard that are still alive. Well, if there's one thing I've learned today, it's much easier to keep Imperial Guard alive when they have a frontline tank that can absorb all the fire. Is that my guy making a breath every now and again? Yeah, it is. Every now and again he just randomly grunts. That's interesting. Random grunting. I mean, I'll take it. So we'll clear this room on the left first. That way we've at least cleared that part of the map. Let's see how long this dash goes for. Pretty short, but hey, it's cool. Best part of a roast dinner is, I don't know if it's the bubble and squeak. I mean, bubble and squeak is good, and for anyone not familiar, that's basically you just throw all the roast dinner together in a dish afterwards and sort of mush it together and call it something different. It's basically just the mixture of all the roasted vegetables and, you know, whatever else you had left over. It is good, but I don't know as it tops the actual roast itself. I mean, that's a pretty big statement. Although I do like it. Now for me, my favourite part of the roast dinner is just taking the batter puddings at the end and just dunking them in the gravy pot once everyone's done with the gravy. And just loading up on gravy. And I think gravy is different in the UK to the States as well. I'm not entirely sure, but I have a feeling that there is a slight difference in how we make our gravies. Can't remember. I just have that sort of rough impression from a cooking show I once watched. We actually get quite a few American cooking shows in the UK. Can I not be overwhelmed for a second, please? I'll tell you what. Let's take some cover. Oh! Don't shoot my dudes. Rip. I let a turret shoot all my dudes for ages. I am not a particularly good Inquisitor. Suppression, please. Right, there we go. Whew. Well. That's right. Get the thing to shoot the other thing. Oh, that was good. I keep forgetting enemies do that, you know. Yay! Execution animation. Blech! That needs some goddamn audio.
The Emperor protects.
The Emperor protects. Yeah, it doesn't protect him though, he got smushed. To be fair, he is a traitor. Didn't really deserve any protection. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Has anyone got the whole execution system to work yet? Is it? I mean, I thought it was in the game, but... Yep. Just dipping bread in gravy, my friend, that is... I'm familiar with people that do such things, and while it's slightly heretical, I think it's also bloody brilliant. Tastes good. I mean, this is true, Victor, but we aren't an Astartes, so we'll be wearing one of those. Is it a black carapace suit? It's known as, so that you wear like a little suit, and then that goes in the power armor. But I mean, I think the whole idea is that we are not having to lift the power armor. The power armor lifts us. I'm not saying it's a breeze. I don't know how much effort's involved. That's probably an Arch Warhammer video, but I'm fairly sure he'll have gone into copious amounts of detail on such things. Come on, Imperial Guard. It's about time you came in and saved the day. Look at all of them. I've kept them all alive. Good lord, I could be a parent with such skills. Look at all of that. There's loads of them. Definitely with the Psyker, things were not quite so successful. I killed all of them with my warp anomalies. So, there's a lot to be said about my Psychering. It's so much fun though, spawning stuff that kills dudes. Even if they're your own dudes. It's so much fun. Even in the co-op, you know. I absolutely love spawning warp anomalies that kill your allies. Just because it gives them something to do. Gives them something to dodge for a change. The enemies hardly have any skills, so, you know. Yes, the mind link thing. The mind link thing. That's the thing that we don't have. Oh, I thought the black carapace was the thing that... Oh, so we don't have the black carapace. That's the Space Marines. I thought there was sort of like an interface suit that humans had to wear to use power armor because it wouldn't link with our neural network or something of the sorts. But in truth, I'm a casual when it comes to lore. I read little bits here and there, and that does me. I'm never going to be that bothered about the minutiae. So the fact that we have a Valkyrie that's docking at the beginning, despite the fact one of the codexes says that it's an atmospheric craft only, I really don't care. And I know I don't care if people do care. That's fine. That's fine if you're really into lore and you hate things that are anti-lore. I mean, you know, someone's got to make that point. I'm generally going to be pretty easygoing though. If I like the game, I'll be happy. As long as it doesn't do anything... I don't know. I don't know what I would dislike. I don't know where I would draw the line. Thus far in this game, maybe I'm a little bit with the Chaos Space Marine argument that they are just a bit too easy to kill. I think they should be a little bit more in line with a Bulgrin. And I think a Bulgrin needs a little bit of a nerf. Because, well, they're wearing power armor and, you know. But an Ogryn should still be tough. Now, what have we got left to kill? We've got one corner there. Oh my god, there's always one. But yeah, I don't know if there's anything in the game at the moment that's really upset me in terms of lore. What is up, Thunderbird? What is up, my friend? Good morning, good morning. We are just rocking a bit of Crusader today. We were rocking the Roshambo build, but found it couldn't actually go to that higher difficulty simply because it really just suits playing with a team. Let's just try and kill this trap. Don't really want to fight more stuff than I have to. I'm not about all them kills. I just want it to be smooth and quick. There we go. Eat lead. Come on. And I really am... There you go. I am actually going to write something to the developers about this frickin' backtracking that the enemies are doing. I understand it, but it really just needs to be changed in their tree, that if, in their decision tree, that if you are in base-to-base contact with them, that they no longer move back. But if you're, let's say, outside of 2 meters, but let's say between 2 and 10 meters, they can retreat. But I think as soon as you're base-to-base, they need to stand there. Well, that's the trouble, Harrower, is technically, according to the books, that should be the case. But I'm personally grateful that there is all of the 40k units in this game, because if they did do things by the books, by the lore, then what we'd be doing is we'd be killing cultists all day, every day, and then every now and again we'd kill a space marine, and then that's kind of it. Well, you'd basically be limiting yourself to the cannon fodder units. I did a little video on it a while ago, but I'm personally completely okay with them not being bosses, just because I don't subscribe to the books being the most integral thing that this game is based on. For me, it's more important that it's based on the tabletop, in which case I'm perfectly comfortable with killing Chaos Space Marines not as bosses but as normal enemies. Okay, granted, hard enemies, but again, I base my expectations more from the tabletop. So, and this is just my view. I know people will like the idea of it being much more, well, how would you call it? Well, based around the books. But my view is I was exposed to the hobby as a tabletop player, so my interpretation of what an Inquisitor is a very powerful unit that, you know, don't mess with. And a Chaos Space Marine, while they are much better than Imperial Guard, they are still a standard infantry unit of an enemy army. That, again, is just how I see it. But I think that's where the issue lies, is because there are simply those that have their expectations based from different sources of lore. And while people may not see the tabletop as a source of lore, I mean, in my eyes, a tabletop precedes the books. The books are just written for people that enjoy the tabletop to read. You know, I don't see it as being like the... It's odd, really, because the tabletop is the set of rules, and yet many will see the books as the set of rules in which stuff should happen. You know what I mean? Kind of weird when you think about it. I completely accept that people can, you know, that people can prefer the book style. That's fine. I just like to try and give an explanation as to why some people, you know, have the opposite view. It's just... the Games Workshop have decided to say one thing in the book and another thing on the tabletop, you know? Which kind of makes sense, because they go into so much detail as to what everything is, how good it is, what it's made of. They give all this juicy detail, and they sort of write themselves into corners. Once you've described a Chaos Space Marine as being totally freaking awesome, it's kind of then hard to say an Inquisitor who's just a human can kill it. So you have to say that he's better than a human, because he's in the Starties. So of course he's better than a human. He's like another 2 foot tall. But yeah, it's complicated. That's all I'm saying. Let's have a little see here. Let's have a little see. Just trying to round up a few. Is there a turret over here somewhere? I would quite like to make use of one. I think what we'll do is we'll resettle this aggro in a moment, because there is quite a lot of dudes chasing me. I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll probably die in a minute, but we're just killing all the random stragglers first. We'll save one inoculator. Oh, there's one of those as well. Cool, 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 cool. That's a walker. Okay, let them kill me there. Respawn at the start. Once I pulled that much, I was going to die. I can kill 2 ogres at once, or ogrins. There you go. This is not a mobile port, right? I'm fairly confident that this is not a mobile port. A lot of people will accuse it of being a console port because it's been made for the two platforms simultaneously. It's always been their intention to release this on PlayStation as well as Xbox at the same time as the other things, and there will not be cross-platform play. The release date for all three should be the same as well, which is interesting. And a lot of people are concerned about how that's going to happen, but it's been developed simultaneously on the two platforms. Well, the three platforms. But there you go. There you go. You get some void shields because they are absolute lifesavers when I forgot to get any other form of suppression restoration. Yeah, well, the graphics won't look that good for a couple of reasons. First up, I'm not playing silly with crazy good hardware. I have fairly good hardware. I'm rocking like a mid-range GPU, an RX 480, so you know this isn't the best it could look. But more importantly, anti-aliasing is not currently working on the game, or rather, it has not been implemented yet. So it will look a lot better once that's on. I've seen a few sneak peeks of how it looks with anti-aliasing on, and it looks a lot smoother. It looks a lot better. All the textures just look a little bit less laminated. However, it's not in yet, but time, soon. Soon. Last time I spoke to them, they were having some issues with ghosting, which is why they hadn't put it in yet, but they may just be holding it on for final release to wow us all with important, spangly, awesome-looking things. Right. I think we're going to need to get ourselves some chests. What did you miss, Harmon? Not a lot, my friend. I'm just ploughing through the missions slowly. I thought I picked up a turret, but apparently not. Right. Let's smush this guy who's just stood in the corner of the map on his own. Stamp on me, I dare you. Didn't even feel it. Didn't even feel it. That's... Yeah, this whole backing away AI thing needs to go. It needs to go. There's just... I get it, because there were complaints that the AI was being too potato. And this is where they can't really win, because the previous complaints of the last AI sort of patch was that the Imperial Guard were too potato. They just stood there while you were whacking them. So, okay, let's make them walk backwards. Now it's actually really frustrating for the melees to deal with. So, I mean, I don't really think Neocore can win here. Come on. I'd like to kill this. There we go. I don't really want to set more off. Da-da-dee. It's not too bad when you zoom in, though. Let's go for some zoomed-in combat. Uh-oh. May have bitten off a little bit more than we can chew. Uh-oh. We set the trap off. Time to go. Is anyone in the corner? No, this is my corner now. I own this corner. Eviscerator's nice. I do like that. It's a fast walker, it should run around indeed. But when you're a melee character, and, I mean, it's not PvP, you know. In PvP, it's fine for an enemy squishy to run around and you have to chase it, and, you know, you have to do a slow and a stun so you can catch up, but then you kill them in 2 hits. That's kind of the deal. If something is kiting you, it needs to die very quickly in an ARPG. You can't really have boss enemies kiting you. That's just infuriating. They can kite you through certain phases when you can't damage them, perhaps, and then they stand still during the phases where you do damage them. But they need to have a rotation system where they stand still for long enough for you to do something. Yes, my friend, this has co-op. This is 4-player co-op enabled. Excuse me. It's got a regen tower next to him. This has, 4-player co-op. It has 2v2 PvP at the moment. They seem to have ditched 4v4 at the moment, but I'm presuming it may be coming back with a upcoming update. The co-op is good, however co-op is unfortunately currently bugged because this is still within the testing phase and my character has contracted a bug. As a consequence, I cannot invite anyone to my party or be invited to a party because it still thinks I'm in a party that I was in yesterday, which is very, very sad. But the co-op is immensely enjoyable. Much, much better than the single player. Now, that's just my personal taste as to what I enjoy as a person. Some people will be lone wolves and they will not like playing with other people. That is fine. But I do think the game is pretty rewarding as a co-op experience. And as I've said in my videos before, one of the main advantages of the type of levelling system they've gone for in this is that you can play with anyone else and have fun. Now that sounds like a pretty unimaginative statement, but imagine going on an ARPG where you can just go into general chat, you're level 45, and you can just invite people, no matter what level they are. They can join you. You can play together. I know some games have done scaling systems to make stuff like that work, but within this game it does pretty much work. And now you will be better than someone that is level 5, but you will both be able to stay on the same mission. And I've really made the most of this. I mean, I literally just pluck names out of my cabal and say, who wants to play today? You know, it doesn't matter who's played how many hours. It doesn't matter who's ahead. No one's getting boosted. No one's being carried. I'm going to keep saying this till the cows come home. It's not really being pitched as a major breakthrough in this game. I don't think the word breakthrough is quite appropriate, but it is very, very different. And I really like it because it overcomes the thing I dislike about ARPGs the most, which is the stupid, silly power levels, power scaling. And I know that the problem is that that's also what people want. Ta-da! We've completed an assignment. There we go. That's basically a mission chain that gives you a little bit of an extra reward. Get some more weekly glory that is over the threshold and yet under. We got a fair bit of extra glory, 41. Not too shabby. Not too shabby. So we got a nice signum. A nice signum indeed. Now one thing that is still a bit of an issue is the Psyker, one of the 3 classes, has some very nice interchangeable skills. The other classes do not. And it is something that people get a little bit upset about. And kind of rightly so. Right, now we can continue with our story. Fan-dabby-dozy. Let's see if it's still bugged. Let's see if it's still bugged. 13 fate. I'll take that. I will take that indeed. But yes, I really think that Neocore needs to include this in their goddamn marketing. That if you're playing this game and your friend decides to jump on, he's just got the game. Okay, he's going to have to do the tutorial. But after he's done the tutorial, which will take him half an hour, he can play with you. You don't have to make a new character. And that is really, really good. And the most important thing is both of you will be getting, hopefully when they've at least finished fine-tuning some of the systems, both of you will be getting the right loot for your own level. Really, really important. Both of you will also be getting stuff from the mission that you need. And that is something I really, really like as a system. Now granted, if you don't play co-op, you won't give a shit. You just won't care. Because that will not benefit you in any way. I think if you don't play co-op, you're missing out. But you don't have to play co-op. It's an ARPG at the end of the day. So not everyone likes socialising in these games. That's fine. That's fine. La da da. Do I know about concussive something talent? I'm not familiar with that talent off the top of my head. What's it called again? Let's have a look. Do you know if the concussive trauma talent in the physical damage tree is bugged? Not 100% sure on that, I'm afraid. But yes, Harmon is one of the dudes I've been playing with. Harmon's recent Patreon deserves a little bit of a shout out. Guest appearance in yesterday's video, but the thing is, when I said, yo, Harmon, do you want to play together? Didn't matter what level he is. It doesn't matter how much he's played. I already know that whatever he is, whatever he's played, we're in the same season, which is the same tier of content, so we can play together. I mean, I honestly think Neocore need to be singing at the frickin' rafters about this. And I do think a community-based ARPG is a good thing. Yes, there will be players that don't like that, but I believe longevity in these games generally comes from community-based play, because if you're getting people to do play with it. It's why people can do MMOs as much as they can, because other people are the variable that makes it interesting. It's not the game. An actual raid is, on itself, if you did a raid on your own, it is not particularly interesting. I think that is a fairly bold statement, but I completely believe in it. The only thing that makes a raid really interesting is the fact you've got loads of people working together. And if they manage to do it all together, they do it. If they don't, they don't. But the fact you don't know whether they will, they won't, and you're going to have problems and difficulties getting everyone to do things. The interesting moments come when someone fucks up and you've got to try and then stay alive. And I do think longevity in this game, which is aiming to be a long-term game, especially now we're getting to the end of your leveling process fairly quickly. In a week or two, you're going to be max level if you're playing this right. Now, there are bugs at the moment making you slow down. So, yes, they're making endgame content. Endgame content that has cooperative players just far... It has far more staying power. This is just, I think. This is just what I think. Others will disagree, you know. Some people will just want to play through the campaign of this and leave, which is absolutely fine. But the endgame content won't be pitched at them, probably. I don't think there's a bigger market, or as big a market, for single-player endgame content. Like Rift grinding on your own in Diablo is not that much fun. Again, humans are the random variable in a lot of this stuff. There's only so much you can do with AI to make it feel really random and versatile. I am getting a good waffle in today, aren't I? I have the music turned down fairly low right now. There is music here. I don't know how my volume's coming through. Hopefully you can hear me fairly clear. I'd have it turned down a little bit. It's quite sort of subtle, but it is there. And it could be turned up louder. But then you wouldn't be able to hear me. Love it. Absolutely love it. I feel a Diet Coke coming on soon. Right, let's smush through these. Smush through these. We may need to use a suppression shield here. I think I'll pop it a little bit prematurely, a little bit early. Right. The melee damage is not too bad, is it? Not too bad at all. Oh, I'm getting peckish now. I'm getting hungry. Well, that talk about food earlier has got to me. Right, let's rock. Smush. Smush, 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 smush. Run, 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 run. Oh, it's so good. Now, do bear in mind that though this is a fresh playthrough, this is not a fresh character because I've got a lot of skill points because I've played other characters. So what you're seeing is something far more effective than it should be at this level. This is like the equivalent of having a load of Paragon levels in Diablo. Are you able to use those turrets? I am able to use turrets, indeed. It works better in co-op when you can get your allies to sort of lure people. Right. Right. Let's smack through these. I'm just trying to do this nice and sharpish. Focus fire. I think he just gave everyone a buff. Don't know what it does. Right. Smush and smush. I'll jump on a turret in a second and show you. They're pretty fun. They are pretty fun. They do loads of damage. Even on the high difficulties, they seem to do like a percentage of enemy health rather than... well, I think it always just does the same amount of health to an enemy because of the way the scaling system works in this. But that kind of works quite well because it means at a high difficulty, exploding barrels that are next to people is far more important than doing it on a low level. Which again, something I like. So where are some of these turrets? The small ones on the ground you can't operate, but we'll find a turret somewhere. There's one over there. We'll jump on it, and if we get jammed, then I'm going to be very, very sad. But they work quite well as well, I have to say. They work quite well. You press the F to get on, and then pop, you go, there's a turret. Bang, bang, bang. Not too bad, not too bad. Let's see if we can get off. There we can. Good job. They are one of the features I requested, and I don't think it will be happening. I would like the ability to rotate them a little bit, because they are static, but you invariably always come across them in areas where they're useless. Normally because they need to be facing the other way to actually get anything. So I doubt it's going to happen. It's was there 2 there? I just killed one. Oh, good lord. So we're trying to fight. We're trying to find Luther's turret. Now this we use as a custom mission generating thing. It's right up the top here, and I really don't have to be killing everything on the map, so we're going to speed it up a little bit now. We'll just smush an enemy. We run faster, a lot faster after a melee kill. And I think there might be a boss in this room, if I remember correctly. Yes, there is. I've got 1 void shield left. Okay. Which boss is this we've got today? Slimy monster. Okay. We're going to get some stuff from around the edge first. Because killing that thing with everything else shooting at you is kind of hard. There we go. Lure some of these back and away. A little bit of friendly kiting. Some AoE twirling. Some jump packing. Much combat such wow. Right, there we go. Has Space Hulk Deathwing improved at all? Well, no it hasn't, because the patch was delayed. That is... And I apologise if we got any Deathwing fans here, because I know that there are people that would like me to finish the video series, because I didn't do the last 2 classes. The truth is, I kind of felt a little bit let down after they got all the hype up, sort of, patch is going to be released soon, patch is going to be released, yeah, it's going to be awesome, patch, did better beta for the patch is awesome, yeah. Patch never freaking dropped, and not a word was said from them. And I just kind of thought, fuck it, you know? I was pretty darn disappointed, as are a lot of players. Their communication is just incredibly lackluster. Now, granted, there's probably stuff going on that causes said lack in communication, but it still makes you sad as a player, you know? Not even the fact that it was delayed, just the fact that it was... Well, of course, that makes you a little bit sad, but the fact it was delayed without any cause or known cause, that does make you a little bit sad. Right, and we're going to get a little bit of life back. I think that guy's missing a few frames there. Ah, yes, he is indeed buggy. I had moved out of that, Mr. Marauder. You think you're so tough? That is a big hit, 500. Smack, smack, smack. I like the little knockback that comes with this, it's nice. Right, get a bit of life back again. Hashtag useless cover system. I like joking about the cover system. A lot of people say it's useless, and they're also the same people that have problems with suppression, which is the main mechanic used to encourage you to use the damn cover system. If you're having suppression problems, you should be using the cover system. Hard for a melee, but the idea of having to constantly be in melee all the time in a game that pitches itself as being somewhat strategic, I think that's, you know, pretty cool ability. Pretty cool ability. Oh, he's doing spiky things. Not the most immersive combat experience in the world. But I am far over-leveled for this. What am I going to do? I'm going to smush him in the eye? Poke him in the eye? I don't even know what I did there. I got him, though. Got him. Ooh, and a chainsword. Purple chainsword. Booyah. So, that was the story mission. There you go. Yes, that is indeed true, Harrower. You can keep the benefit of cover even when not in cover, just by holding the damn spacebar. Even after the cover's dead, you still have the benefit. And in terms of what the benefits of cover are, is there are actually a lot of skills that synergise with cover too, like taking 20% less damage when in cover, irregardless of where the damage comes from. That is pretty darn good. What else is there? There is 30% reduction to cooldowns for ranged abilities when in cover for those of over 1 second. Also pretty darn good. there's quite a few things that you can do. I mean, it regens your suppression, and you can do health back when you're in cover. There's quite a few things that you can do. Executions, I really feel like I need to actually figure out what's going on here, because you're supposed to wait for a little thing to come above an enemy, press a little button, and then it happens, but I don't exactly know what's going on with that at the moment. But this is the skill system, if anyone is new here. Give you a quick little poke around as to what's going on. We've got all of these different trees which you unlock via doing different things. I've unlocked most of them already because I've played on other classes, and I've spent my skill points in critical hit. I have spent my skill points in close combat mostly, so I'm getting 2% damage as a bonus melee for every single hit I put on an enemy, which actually, if I'm going to be honest, is nowhere near as good as 10% extra damage for 10 seconds when you get a critical hit kill. Much, 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 much better. I'd be much better off putting my points in there. Unfortunately, I don't think my critical hit is that good, 13%. You can get it up to 30 quite easily. Now, what passive do I have here? 20% melee damage when surrounded by 3 or more enemies. Now, this is unique to your subclass. 3 subclasses for each group now, and it seems that you cannot get the other subclasses passive, so if you don't like the one you've got, you are stuck. Guys and girls, I haven't given you much notice, but I'm actually going to call the stream a little bit early here. I'll tell you why, because I'm suffering from some pretty bad heartburn right now, so I need to go chug a few meds, have a few glasses of water, and stop talking for a little bit, because right now my throat is on fire. It's a product of having one too many beverages last night. So, I will be back later, and I may even squeeze out a video as well today. But stay tuned, because this interview that I know it's been delayed more times than the damn Psyker patch, but it's going to happen this week. I'm sure it's going to happen this week. We're going to get information you will never have heard about before for this game. And I cannot wait to share it with you, because I don't even know what it is yet, but I'm hyped. I'm hyped. And I'm actually looking forward to getting out of bed on Monday morning, because even though I've got to go to work, I may well get some spicy leaks for you. Guys, it's been really nice seeing some of the new faces here. It's been nice seeing the regulars. Once again, I'm going to do a little shout out to the Patreons at the end of each stream, because they do help me out, and they may even help me get a new graphics card sooner or later, which may well make things look a little bit more purdy. Guys and girls, have yourself a great week. I'll see you soon.